Vikings moved to 11-2. They remain one of the hottest teams in the league, certainly in the NFC. And this is crazy to think about that they have two separate winning streaks in this season of 5 and now 6 and counting. Maybe they can stretch it to 7. We'll see how they do next week against the Chicago Bears. But the Vikings, they beat the Atlanta Falcons, the Kirk Cousins led Atlanta Falcons at home US Bank Stadium by a final score of 42-21, with this video brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. The Vikings found a new way to win. I didn't think that I would ever see this at all for the 2024 season. That 5-0, they get off to a hot start. They maintain a lead from beginning to end. And then it goes from dominating teams to having to grit out tough, nasty wins. But a win is a win, so you'll take it. But this is something new that we saw today, because up until this point, it was the offense having to do the best they could to keep up with the defense. But the defense against the Falcons had a poor showing. Yes, you had standout performances individually from guys like Jalen Redmond. Byron Murphy Jr. had a nice one-handed interception grab, Blake Cashman. But overall, the defense was abysmal. It was the offense that had to do the heavy lifting. And with 39 seconds left in the third quarter, tie game, 21 all, 21 true points that was given up to the Atlanta Falcons offense by this Vikings defense. A non-existent pass rush, zone defense coverage was figured out. Kirk Cousins, for the most part, was picking that defense apart. Certainly bend but don't break, but a little bit more on the break side than what we've seen this year. The offense and special teams, they put on an absolute clinic. Sam Darnold threw 5 touchdowns today. And when I say the offense put on a clinic, you got to take out the offensive line because they were horrendous. Sam Darnold got sacked 4 times today, but despite getting sacked 4 times today, he persevered. 5 touchdown passes, 3 to Jordan Addison, 2 to Justin Jefferson. Hopefully for Sam Darnold, a light bulb moment went off in his head that will last throughout the rest of the season. Because in the Vikings fan base this year, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm sure that everyone in the Vikings organization, from the front office to the coaching staff, have been waiting as well. That, with Jets and Addison both getting multiple touchdowns, both getting over 100 yards, this should arguably be the best receiving duo in the league. That how dominant that the offense was, as for the most part a whole, minus the offensive line. Not to say that we should expect for the Vikings to score 40 plus points every game, but how dominant they were. They should be this consistent of an offense, game in, game out. And Aaron Jones, he scored a touchdown as well. And I want to give a shout out to him because he suffered the case of fumbleitis, but this game, he didn't fumble the football. That was just as important as scoring a touchdown. And I talked about this in the live stream, where his return to being the Aaron Jones that we thought we were going to get when the Vikings signed Aaron Jones, it was like the Triple H return from injury. I think this was in the Attitude Era, and the theme song for Triple H's return was U2's Beautiful Day. I mean, that should be Aaron Jones' theme song for today. Maybe he's back. Hopefully he's back. But from the fourth quarter, up 28-21, the Vikings went all the way off. Special teams, Brian Asamoah. My goodness, we got another sighting from the 2022 draft class. I say another as if there's plenty of it. We finally got a sighting from the 2022 draft class that remains anyway. What is it? Asamoah and Ty Chandler that's left. But on special teams, on the kickoff, after the Vikings just scored a touchdown to go up 28-21, Brian Asamoah on the kick coverage forced a fumble, and CJ Ham recovered it. Vikings football. And from there, the Vikings scored 14 unanswered fourth quarter points, 21 unanswered points overall. The offense, they were on cruise control. I mean, before, we're used to seeing the Vikings get off to a hot start, but it was the exact opposite against the Falcons, where they, instead of a hot start, they got off to a sluggish start, but still they ended the game on a hot finish. And I think for me, this is the most dominating performance for the Vikings this season, not in terms of point differential, because that title would go to the Vikings versus Texans game. Vikings win that game by 27 points. They win this game by 21 points, but just with how late it is in the season, with everything that's at stake, very few games left to go this year, you still now have a real shot. You at least stay on par to have a real shot of getting that number one seed in the NFC. I think this one takes the cake, in my humble opinion. But the Vikings, I said, take Minnesota -5 over the Falcons. They ended up winning this game by 21 points. If you took that bet, good for you. New customers at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000. Just use the promo code YouTube150. And for Kirk Cousins, the storyline is over. The magical book that you wrote in Minnesota, we're done, finished. Throw that ish in the fire pit. And it has proven itself, talking about the system in Minnesota, the system has proven itself upon your immediate departure that it is far more valuable than you as a player. That Sam Darnold, who's playing in the very same system that you played in, has shown to have more heart, more courage, more backbone, more guts than you ever did. In fact, I guarantee you, I promise you, Kirk Cousins, that on 4th and 8, Sam Darnold would have exhausted all possibilities to keep the drive alive, to keep the season alive. Unlike your pathetic ass settling for the check down at a fraction of the cost compared to what it is that you were making. Go do a fake promo with Gucci Mane. Go and try to prove to the Atlanta Falcons organization and the fan base that you're not a failure of a signing by posting an Instagram picture with you and Little John. Go try and do a collab with Quavo or Cardi B. You're pathetic. You're weak. You're soft. And I'm so glad that we are not just witnesses, but also active participants in your downfall. Good riddance. But the Vikings, they are 11-2, still very much alive for the number one seed in the NFC. We'll see if the Buffalo Bills, man, I'm sitting here hoping, wishing, and praying that they get it done. The Lions, they need to just lose one time. And then if both teams, if they just win out, then it comes to an ultimate showdown, week 18 for the NFC North. And consequently, probably, depending on what the Eagles do, the number one seed in the NFC. Let's ride. For the double R plays of the game, let's not even make it complicated. We are going to do all 5 touchdowns by Sam Darnold, starting with 1st and 10. Vikings down 7-0 at Atlanta's 49-yard line. Sam Darnold play action pass, deep pass to Jordan Addison, the 2 nearest defenders. I don't know what the hell it is that they were doing. Their problem, not ours. Jordan Addison scores the touchdown and then follows that up with the Euro step touchdown celebration. 3rd and 6, 7-7 game. Vikings at Atlanta's 12. Sam Darnold drops back and throws a laser shot to Justin Jefferson up high to where only he could get it. Thanking his lucky stars. Thank you. I finally scored again. It's been a while. Vikings go up 14-7. 3rd and 8 at their own 48-yard line. Sam Darnold escapes at least 2 sacks. Should have been sacked there. Evades pressure, gets outside, throws a deep pass to Justin Jefferson. The nearest defender just slips and falls on his butt for absolutely no reason. An easy walk-in score. Man, that's 2 deep passes, both resulting in the defenders being goofy as hell. We'll take it. Vikings go up 21-13. 3rd and 6, 21 all ball game. At Atlanta's 11-yard line, Sam Darnold throws a laser dart to Jordan Addison for his second touchdown of the game. And lastly, up 28-21 at the Falcons 6, Sam Darnold finds Jordan Addison underneath for the completed pass. Jordan Addison squeaks on into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the day. Free 3, that's his nickname. It's certainly appropriate because today, Free 3 got 3 scores. And as a Vikings fan, enduring that game, it was a stressful start, but it ended in a calm, relaxing, finishing fashion. That's amazing. And this is really going to help them in the playoffs, because if you're forced to, in the regular season, game in and game out, find different ways to win, that's the recipe for success for a deep playoff run. This is a damn good team. This is a tough football team that they win games despite their flaws. And screw the media. We don't need the media and their validation, because we know what's up with this team. Hey, thanks to the folks at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. We'll see you next time.